So, wanted to hop on here and talk to you guys about the GPU market. I was going to film a build video as far as what I think you should put in the PC, stuff like that. I really like doing that series. I hope you guys are enjoying it too. But today, I want to talk about the GPU market and if you should buy now, if it just makes more sense to wait for the 4000 series and the 7000 series from AMD. I don't have any kind of predictions on release dates unless it's something that's official, because there's tons of predictions on, it's going to do this, it's going to have this, it's going to do this a little bit better, it's going to have this a little bit better. I know that a lot of people just, put online crazy stuff, and I don't read too much into it. I really just kind of try and look for when an actual release date is going to happen, just because it doesn't make any sense to just kind of say, oh, it's going to come out tomorrow, or there's this guy saying it's going to come out and he's generally been right. I just prefer to have concrete evidence with pretty much everything in life. Today, I want to talk about the GPU market, if it makes sense to wait, if it makes sense to buy now. Hop on my computer, show you guys some stuff, kind of what makes the most sense and what doesn't. So let's hop onto my PC. We're on my PC. We're going to talk about what I think makes the most sense to buy right now and what I don't think makes the most sense to buy. I want to talk a little bit before we kind of hop into it. So personally, I think that if you need a GPU right now or you want to build a PC, you should do it. So it doesn't make any sense. And the big thing to me is that a ton of people online, I see it all the time on Reddit, on other places like Twitter, stuff like that. Also in videos from YouTubers where certain people will say, it makes way more sense to just wait. It makes absolutely no sense to build right now. Or, if there's a sale on a GPU, everyone will say, no, hold out, hold out, hold out. I mean, as far as the market goes right now, I mean, yes, prices are coming down, but I don't think they're going to come down too much more until things just kind of plateau. The cheapest 3080 right now that you can buy is the MSI Ventus, and that one I believe goes for around $730 right now as far as rebate and discounts and stuff like that, which it's kind of the bottom tier when it comes to 3080s. I mean, I'm not saying anything about MSI as a whole, but it is kind of the bottom level as far as power limit and everything like that. I actually considered buying that card. I actually really liked it, and I'm not somebody that likes RGB, so it kind of appealed to me a lot, and I didn't end up buying it. I preferred to get something else, but definitely use this. So this is Build a PC Sales. You can, if you have a Reddit account, or if you don't have a Reddit account, you can actually just look it up. And they have tons of just hardware deals that people come across, and you can really just kind of scroll, check everything out. There's things on 3080s right now. This is the EVGA from Antonline, and it is $510 off. So you can actually just go to the website and you can buy it, which is actually super cool. I actually was originally going to buy this specific GPU, the EVGA, just because EVGA has amazing customer service. That's something you don't find very often, pretty much with a lot of products. I mean, some companies really don't take their customer service seriously, and they're worried more just about making money, which realistically, I get certain aspects of that, but if you don't have good customer service, I mean, people aren't going to want to buy from you. There's that. There's a couple other things. At the time of recording this, it is the 18th of July, so obviously everything else is going to be a lot different. There's this one right here. It's the MSI Gaming, was it the Trio? It's $929. This is the 3080 Ti. 3080 Ti's are tough for me because they came out during the shortage, and their pricing is just all over the place. So that's a little bit tough for me. Another thing that I want to say is, as far as graphics card prices go in general, I mean, you have to think about a couple months ago, even in January, when prices were just 3-4 times what the MSRP was. I mean, you could buy a 3080, I don't know, it's a ridiculous amount, $2,000, which was absurd. I mean, I got most of the GPUs that I have through the Newegg Shuffle. I currently have a 3060 Ti, which is actually going to be swapped out soon, which I'll be making a video on. I have a 3060 Ti that I got through the Newegg Shuffle, and I mean, even at that point, I thought I was getting a really good deal. I have the Asus KO one, and I paid about $600 for it, which at the time I thought was a really good deal. But now you can buy 3060 Ti's for $400 something. So I knew at some point prices were going to come down, and, you know, obviously what I bought wasn't going to be the best price, but, you know, I wanted a 3060 Ti. I was originally using a 6600 XT, and the only reason I swapped was just because of the encoder and everything, so that was just kind of something that I had to take note of. So another thing you have to think about too is that companies have tons and tons of deals that pop up all the time, and sometimes you might not be available when the certain deal comes up. So definitely using this as a tool has helped me so much, just purchasing, you know, graphics cards, hardware, stuff like that. It's just been such a relief to be able to know, like, okay, I can lock onto this and kind of see what's going on. And a lot of these deals, they'll generally stay on for pretty long, so that's something that I particularly like about using this. But it's just crazy to think that graphics card prices are actually, you know, coming down. I actually ordered a new graphics card. I'm replacing my 3060 Ti, and it's crazy because most of the GPUs that, like I said, I got through the Newegg Shuffle. I had the 6600 XT, which I actually still have. It's sitting over there. I had the Asus KO, which I got through the Newegg Shuffle, and then I also won a 3060, and I would have won I believe it was a 3070 Ti from Gigabyte, but it was like 900 something dollars at the time, and I knew that was just absurd, and I was not going to pay that. For me, good rule of thumb is, like, I'm not going to spend $1,000 on a graphics card, no matter how much I like it. I mean, I recently was trying to buy the 6950 XT from Power Color, but it was like $1,200 after taxes and shipping and stuff, and I just could not bring myself to pull the trigger on that. Something to think about. But as far as the graphics card market, you know, I definitely think you should buy if you want to build right now. I think you should obviously be cautious and think about your budget. People that are saying, you know, hold out, hold out, hold out, that's their opinion. You know, it's not your opinion. If you're the type of person that wants to buy now, build your PC so you can game versus, you know, sitting there playing on your older generation graphics card or CPU, or you've just been waiting a long time, you know, for the shortage. I mean, you know, at some point, yes, you will probably be able to buy a 3080 for like $300, but more than likely there's going to be another generation of GPUs out, maybe a generation afterwards. I mean, there might be, what, the 5000 series out by then. That's something to think about. I mean, for me, like, I ordered a new GPU with the intention of not upgrading for a long time. I bought a new CPU and I bought a new GPU. Everything else in my PC is fine. Obviously, I'm going to be swapping out hard drives and stuff like that just based on storage, but, you know, it's difficult to know what makes the most sense as far as buying a GPU and not buying a GPU. So we can go on Newegg right now. We can look. So they have today's deals, which are actually fairly decent to look at if you're looking for certain things. They have graphics cards pretty regularly as well. They have a part here where you can go to RTX GPU deals, where it shows you, you know, the deals that they have going on right now. Most popular is the 3080 Ti for about $1,000, well, $1,100. It's kind of crazy to me. I mean, I still wouldn't pay that much, but I know there are people that would, so, you know, by all means. Particularly know if this is a good idea or not to buy a 3090 for pretty much $1,300, but, you know, if you like it, you like it. Let's see, a lot of the other stuff's out of stock, but, you know, Zotac, I mean, Zotac's tough because, you know, there are some people that absolutely love their cards. I think they're kind of clunky looking, in my opinion, but also as far as how they handled the shortage, I think EVGA handled it in the best way possible, having the step up program and also just putting everybody in a queue to give everybody a fair chance. I think that made the most sense. The Newegg Shuffle was good, but I won 4 times technically, and I mean, I feel like after winning once, you should just be like, hey, can't win anymore. That's it. Because there are tons and tons of people that wanted to win, and I don't know. So that's something to think about. But EVGA, they had their step up program. They also had their queue. I think EVGA is just one of the best companies when it comes to customer service. I've heard nothing but good things from them. You know, just something to think about. But yeah, wanted to hop on here. I know we didn't really talk too much about it, but basically kind of like the bottom line is, if you want to buy a GPU right now, buy a GPU. You know, it's going to last you a long time. I'm personally not going to buy the 4000 series. I don't have any interest in it at all. And I also think, to some degree, I don't think it's going to be as bad as how the shortage was currently. But, well, not currently, but as far as, you know, how bad it was in the beginning, I don't think it's going to be as bad when the 4000 series come out, because you have to think about the fact that like there was just a global chip shortage. So, it wasn't just graphics cards that were being affected in PC gamers. And I mean, there were miners obviously that were buying up tons of cards, but even like cars that are electric that have like, graphics cards in them, we were running into issues with those. And so it's just, it wasn't just gaming, but with the market crashing as far as crypto goes, there's a lot of miners selling off their GPUs. The used market is flooded with GPUs. I mean, if you feel comfortable buying a mining GPU, by all means buy one. I personally won't buy one just because I like having warranties and stuff. I usually try to buy at least certain hardware new, but in some cases I would buy used. I do like collecting, certain hardware pieces. I'm actually kind of bummed. I bought a new CPU and the box came a little bit damaged, and I don't know, I kind of like to keep the boxes. The boxes look cool, so kind of bummed about that, but it's not a big deal. So yeah, I mean, there's not much else to say. I think that, if you want to buy a GPU right now, buy a GPU. If you don't want to buy a GPU and you think that, holding out another month or two will get you a better price, it might. But, that's time where you could have just built your PC, been gaming, doing whatever you want to do. And some people have the patience to wait. I have a decent amount of patience. I mean, technically, I don't need to upgrade my system, but I'm doing it just because of my workload and the things that I'm doing. I run into encoder overloads all the time. It's kind of irritating to deal with. So, I'm upgrading as much as I feel comfortable upgrading, and then I'm just gonna call it, quits. That's it. I'm not doing anything else. I'm not upgrading anything else. What I have is what I get, and I'm not doing anything else. So that's my current plan. But wanted to hop on here, just kind of give my 2 cents on that stuff. So I really hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace.